students, welcome to my physics class. This is Shumi Roy from Techno India Group Public School, Shiliguri, and today we are going to do awareness science solution of chapter 4, heat. In our last class, we have done up to question number 30, that is very short answer type questions. Today we will start with short answer type questions. So the first question, that is question number 31, is why is a frying pan made of metal like aluminium or stainless steel, but the handle of frying pan is made of plastic? So frying pan are made of metal like aluminium or stainless steel, but the handle of frying pan is made of plastic or wood because plastic or wood is a poor conductor of heat, so that we can lift it safely from its handle when it is hot or while cooking. So the handle which is made up of plastic, okay, can be lifted from here to there, or wood, okay, because plastic and wood are the poor conductor of heat. Next question is, why are cooking utensils provided with handle made of plastic or wood? Same thing, the same question is repeated. Plastic is poor conductor of heat, so the plastic handle prevents the heat from the hot cooking utensil to reach our hand, so that we can lift the hot cooking utensil safely from its handle. Same applies with wood. Wood is a poor conductor of heat, so that the wood handle prevents the heat from the hot cooking utensil to reach our hand, so that we can lift the hot cooking utensil safely from its handle. Next question, explain why a laboratory thermometer is not suitable for measuring human body temperature. So as we know, laboratory thermometer are not designed to measure body temperature, human body. Why? Laboratory thermometer is not suitable for measuring human body temperature because as soon as we take out the bulb of laboratory thermometer from our mouth, the level of mercury in its tube will start falling quickly, and it will not give the right value of the body temperature, because laboratory thermometer does not have any kink. The kink of clinical thermometer prevents the backflow of mercury, and which is not present in laboratory thermometer, and because of that it is not going to give us a right value of our human body. The next question, why does the mercury level not fall on its own when the bulb of clinical thermometer is removed from the mouth? Here we have discussed about kink just now. The same thing is repeated here. The mercury level not fall on its own when the bulb of a clinical thermometer is removed from the mouth because clinical thermometer has a kink. And what is the function of kink? The function of kink is to prevent the backflow of mercury into the thermometer bulb when the thermometer is removed from the patient's mouth. Okay, this small bend in the near the bulb of the clinical thermometer prevents the backflow of mercury. Okay, and because of that the mercury level does not fall on its own when the bulb of clinical thermometer is removed from the mouth. Question, define conduction. Give an example where heat is transferred by the process of conduction. So heat transfer from one particle of matter to another in an object without the movement of the particles of the object is known as conduction. So wherever the heat transfer takes place from one particle of matter to another particle in an object without the movement of particles of the object is known as conduction. A metal spoon dipped in hot cup of milk gets heated by conduction. This is one of the examples. There are many examples. A metal vessel becomes hot when we keep that on the stove or gas stove. Okay, there are many examples where a heat transfer takes place from one particle of matter to another particle in an object without the movement of particle. So this type of heat transfer is known as transfer of heat, mode of heat transfer by conduction. What is meant by good conductor of heat? Give examples of two materials which are good conductors of heat. Those materials which allow heat to pass through them easily are called good conductors of heat. For example, steel and copper. What is meant by poor conductor of heat or insulators of heat? Give two examples of material which are poor conductor of heat or insulator. Those materials which do not allow heat to pass through them easily are called bad conductors of heat. The other name of bad conductors of heat are insulators. So examples are wood and plastic. Next question, classify the following materials into good conductors of heat and poor conductors of heat or insulator. So there are few materials which are given. So let us classify them under good conductors and bad conductors. So wood will be a poor conductor, plastic again a poor conductor, copper a good conductor, air a poor conductor, paper a poor conductor, glass a poor conductor, stainless steel good conductor, aluminium good conductor, thermocol poor conductor, rubber poor conductor. So I have already prepared the list. So copper, stainless steel, aluminium are the good conductors. Wood, plastic, air, paper, thermocol, rubber and glass are the poor conductors. Next question is, name the three ways in which heat is transferred, which is the most important in solid, liquid, gases and empty space or vacuum. So the three ways in which heat is transferred are conduction, convection and radiation. In solid, heat is transferred by the process of conduction. In liquids, by the process of convection. In gases, again by the process of convection. And in empty space or vacuum where there is no material medium, there the heat transfer by the process of radiation. Next question, explain why it is difficult to hold a stainless steel tumbler containing very hot tea in the hand, but thermocol cup containing the same hot tea can be held easily. It is difficult to hold a stainless steel tumbler containing very hot tea in the hand, but thermocol cup containing the same hot tea can be held easily because steel is a good conductor of heat. It will transfer the heat from the tea to our hand. Whereas thermocol is an insulator, it will not transfer the heat. Now next question, question number 41. Explain why the clinical thermometer has a short temperature range from 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius. The clinical thermometer has a short temperature range from 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius because clinical thermometer is used to measure human body temperature, and the temperature of human body does not go below 35 degrees Celsius and nor it goes above 42 degrees Celsius. Next question, what is the function of kink in a clinical thermometer? The kink prevents the mercury level in the clinical thermometer tube from falling on its own. You can also say the kink prevents the backflow of mercury. Okay, this is the function of kink. Next question is, define temperature, name the device which is used to measure temperature. The reliable measure of the hotness or coldness of an object is called temperature. Thermometer is the device which is used to measure temperature. Next question, give the similarities and differences between the clinical thermometer and laboratory thermometer. This question we have already discussed in NCERT. Again, just we will do a revision. The similarity and difference between the clinical thermometer and laboratory thermometer are, both thermometers are used to measure temperature. Both of them use mercury. And the differences are, the clinical thermometer has a very short temperature range, that is from 35 degrees Celsius to 42 degrees Celsius. As we know, clinical thermometers are designed to measure the temperature of human body. And human body temperatures will never fall below 35 degree or it will never go above 42 degrees Celsius. So clinical thermometer has a very short temperature range. Whereas a laboratory thermometer has a very large temperature range. The range is -10 degrees Celsius to 110 degrees Celsius. Now, next point, the clinical thermometer has kink. The clinical thermometer has the bend near its bulb. That bend is known as kink, which prevents the backflow of mercury. Whereas a laboratory thermometer does not have a kink, has no kink. Now the last question is, why can't the sun's heat not reach the earth by conduction or convection? The sun's heat not reach the earth by conduction or convection because sun is very far from the earth, and mainly there is empty space between the sun and earth. Means there is no material which is present in between sun and the earth. And mode of heat transfer by conduction and convection cannot take place in empty space. So sun's heat cannot reach the earth by conduction or convection. With this question, we have completed the short answer type questions of chapter heat. In our next class, we will start with long answer type questions. Thank you for joining the class.